Y'all, the time has come for me to do the eyeshadow palette purge. Now, y'all would have seen I did do a just kind of a general declutter, and then sort of like recently, amidst my shopping my stashes and makeup rotation and things like that, I have come to the realization that there are still a lot of things that I'm just not using, that I've reached the point that I am okay with getting rid of. So we're gonna do this a little bit differently. Y'all know I have my drawers going on here, and I got all my eyeshadows and whatnot in here. What we're actually gonna do is, in the past, if y'all have seen me declutter, typically I would do it by like brand. I'd be like, here's my Kat Von D, here's my Urban Decay, Jeffree Star, yada yada yada. Well, for this time around, what I'm actually gonna do, because this is gonna be an in-depth sort of purge and look, is I'm gonna pull everything out, and we're gonna take a look at what we've got, and then I am going to sort these things kind of by color family. So we're gonna have neutral, we're gonna have pinks, we're gonna have rainbow, we're gonna have all that jazz, so I can look and see sort of the cross, okay, well, I have these in neutrals, but I reach for these, not those. So I can really get an in-depth look at what I've got in here and what I actually use. So we're not going to be doing the whole, oh, well, I got to keep it because it's Kat Von D, or I got to keep it because it's thus and such. We're going to cut that umbilical cord right there with that. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out all the eyeshadows. We're going to lay them all out. Okay, so this is honestly a level of absurdity that I wasn't even like. When they're in the drawers and you're dealing with them that way, you're like, oh, it's not so bad, it's whatever. And then as I just kept pulling them out, and it just kind of got more and more ridiculous. What we have here, I stopped counting at around 140. We've got a little over, I believe, 150. Sounds a little crazy, but if I could get it to like 100, I think that would be, we're gonna get what we get, and absurd is the only word that I can think, because this is just so much. So I'm gonna sort the first section into a color whatever, and then we'll be back. Okay, we're gonna start with a easy category, which is blues. Let me get that so you don't have to see me. Blue is a color that I really like using, but I feel like it's not one that I'm like constantly reaching for. So I honestly think I am okay with this arrangement here. This is really a kind of, if I find anything else that's significantly blue, or I don't need any blue added to my collection. So we have got the ABH Norvina Pro Pigment Palette Volume 2. Yeah, this is the second one. And then we have the Huda Beauty Sapphire Obsessions Mini Palette, Color Pop Blue Moon, which is a fantastic formula, and the Jeffree Star Blue Blood. So this is what we've got for blue, and I'm pretty okay with that. I think the next thing we should probably tackle, why don't we do red tones? Because y'all know your girl loves a good red tone. This is definitely a very prominent segment in my collection, so let's just kind of get the, oh, you can see me. Hi, I'm very much unmade and ugly right now. Ugh. Keeping it real with y'all, I've kind of had a little bit of a rough whatever, but I was like, we're gonna get something filmed and I'm needing to do this anyway. But let's just kind of do the obvious ones. We have got the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance. You can see all those fabulous dips in this. I'm probably gonna try to pan the shiz out of this so I can get a new one, because I've had this for a while. Then obviously we have Jeffree Star Blood Sugar going on here. I'm gonna be keeping that one as well. A newer edition, and a fantastic one at that. This is the Midas Cosmetics Smoky Glow palette. Absolutely stunning. Lime Crime Venus XL, which is another one of my go-to rosy, reddy, pinky palettes. We'll probably go to like orange and pink tones next because that's very, very much my color theory. I really enjoy the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered one right here, as well as obviously the ColourPop Main Squeeze and the Huda Beauty, what is that, Ruby Obsessions. Next up, kind of peeking up into that orange neutral whatever, is the Melt Cosmetics 27, which is one that I do want to keep. And then we're left with the Urban Decay Naked Cherry, which I had pulled into a rotation. It was good. It was nice. I got some pretty looks out of it. I think I'm going to put this in the maybe pile just to kind of see where we're at with other things and kind of taking a look at the end. And then the same with the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette. You know, it's nice. It's whatever. It skews more shimmery than matte. And you know, that's kind of not my thing. So these two are going to be going into the maybe. Next, let's do pinks and oranges then, because they kind of go, I guess they go hand in hand. I don't know. I totally forgot. Too Faced, just peachy mattes. I am keeping this. I pulled this into a rotation and fell back in love with it. So this one is staying all matte, beautiful tones. Y'all know my jazz. Okay, we got pinky and orangey fair. I feel like it's gonna get a little bit crazy when we get to like the neutrals and the bright colors because there's just gonna be so much overlap. It's just gonna be so much. So let's start off with obvious ones. ColourPop Ooh La La, ColourPop Orange You Glad. Y'all know that these, basically all of my monochromatic palettes by ColourPop are staying. They've really become staples in my collection. We have the two Natasha Denona. This one is the Sunrise palette, and then this one is the Love palette. I do have I Will Try my utmost hardest to leave down below reviews for you guys. But those two I like. Then obviously my Anastasia Novina Pro Pigment Palette Volume 1. I mean, love that shade right there. I need to see, this is why I'm doing this declutter, because there's so stinking much, and there's so much that I need to use and I want to use, that if I feel I'm really thinning out my collection and really keeping what I love and what I use, then we'll be able to get more use out of this thing. So keeping that, also keeping the Huda Beauty Topaz Obsessions, and putting in the maybe pile this Makeup Revolution London. This is the Forever Flawless palette in Decadent. It's got a beautiful color story, and I've already used it a couple of times and I was pretty pleased with it. So this is something that I would want to put into a rotation. This is going maybe pile. I've been very bad. I haven't gotten rid of nothing yet. And I was like, this is going to be so cutthroat. It's going to be amazing. But in all honesty, we're going to get more cutthroat when we get to neutrals. Then here's one we're getting rid of. This is the Melt Cosmetics Millennial Pinks palette. I have the packaging for it. I'm hoping to be able to return it to Sephora. This palette was a hot mess. I absolutely hated it. So there we have the one that's getting completely decluttered, and then this is what we're keeping, and that's what God only knows at this point. Then obviously the Melt Cosmetics Rust palette. I love this palette so much. It isn't going anywhere. And then Urban Decay Naked Heat. That one is going in the maybe pile to kind of see at the end what kind of crossover we've got. And let's do purples. Okay, we've kind of got, you know, purples and mauves and, you know, whatever's going on here. Obviously, starting off with the obvious, we have got the ColourPop Lilac You A Lot, and then the original purple ColourPop palette, which is the It's My Pleasure. Then I have got the Huda Beauty, what is this, Amethyst Obsessions. Basically these and the ColourPop ones are if you're looking for just like a complete shot look of a color. These are so good to invest in. They're compact, they're versatile. I absolutely love both of the formulas. formulas. So that's how I feel about that. Obviously, keeping Bloodlust over here. You know, it's not the most purple palette, and it's got kind of 2 pasty throwaway shades, but you know, we're here, we use it, we like the looks we get out of it. Then, if I'm being completely honest, oh my goodness, this is the Tutti Frutti, what's it called? Razzle Dazzle Berry Eyeshadow Palette. Now, these are still, they still exist, you can still buy them. It smells absolutely amazing, but if I'm being look at that. I could keep this one with all the big whatevers and has all the whatevers, you know, we are going to pass that along. Oh, it hurts, but it's for a good cause. And then we're going to keep the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I love this entire palette except for that stupid pressed glitter. Everything else, absolutely stunning. Same with the new nude going on here. Love everything except for those 2 stupid pressed glitters right there. This is a beautiful palette. Then this is where we start getting into the harsh realization of things. I understand this is not completely a purpley palette. The packaging would have you believe otherwise. But y'all, I have been holding on to these Kat Von D palettes for I don't know how long? A very extended period of time. And it's got like the blue and whatever, the matte to shimmer ratio, the pasty pale shades up top. I mean, this is definitely not a palette. This needs to be included in makeup in my collection that I would not buy today. Like, even if she were to release this palette, or sorry, it's not Kat Von D anymore. It's KVD, Kendo Vegan Love Beauty, whatever. But even if they were to release this palette now with the exact same aesthetic and everything, I'd be like, nope, I am so good. So this is gonna go. Next up, I've got Anastasia Norvina and the Anastasia Jackie Aina palette. I think the Jackie Aina palette, I feel out of all of those palettes that were like shotgun fire released at the same time, I feel like this one is so pretty and didn't really get enough time to shine. But both of these, this is something that I would love to use and pull out and get more creative with. So we are going to hold on to these 2 for now. Okay, what else have we got? Let's get into some neutrals. This is where we have reached the realization of 1, me not being a neutral lover. 2, me finding neutrals that I do absolutely love and use compared to ones that I don't. So let's bring some neutrals on down. Let's bring the OGs to the front of the class. Okay, we may have to do this one in rounds because there's just not enough space to encompass everything here. Okay, all right, let's just start off easy with what I know for sure I am keeping. Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam. Absolutely beautiful palette. Y'all know this is one of my top 10, probably top 5 palette. And then my new favorite neutrals going on here. This is the ColourPop Going Coconuts one right here. And then this one, which I'm so sad because I didn't realize it was limited edition. I think it was the mint palette that came out and I was like, woo, well, I want to get some free shipping. So I got the Going Coconuts one. And then this one, which is the Karouche X ColourPop Brown Sugar palette. I just thought it was one of their regular monochromatic palettes. Both of these are absolutely stunning. Then this is where it starts to get just a little bit iffy. Like, you know, when I'm doing my whatevers, I do have a Mercari. I will leave that down below. I'll let you all know, keep you updated when it gets updated. But you have something like this, which is the Lorac Pro Palette Original. You can see the beautiful dips in those mattes that I have going on. Shimmers, not so much. And then the second one, I mean, that black. I feel like I just need to reach the realization that these are old. Because I got these around, pretty sure before my YouTube channel, which means it's going on like 5 years. So I think I'm just gonna have to say goodbye. Thank you so much for the joy you have given me, for the fantastic looks I had when I didn't know how to do my makeup. But these two, they're just so old. They need to be put to rest. Then we have the third one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think this is the third one. I didn't end up getting the fourth one because I was kind of disenchanted from these at this point. And if I'm being completely honest, I can honestly get the same looks with the ColourPop ones. And I think they have more mattes. All right, we're gonna maybe pile this one just for right now because I am a sad, undecisive person. Then, I mean, in all honesty, this is the Too Faced Pineapple Something Something Sparkling Pineapple Eyeshadow Palette. Kind of same with the raspberry one from this collection. It's pretty. You're paying for the componentry and the packaging. I mean, it's beautiful. It's whatever, but I've got the neutrals from ColourPop and some other, from Anastasia and some other brands that we're going to see. So this, along with the raspberry one, is gonna go. Oh boy, then let's bring in the OG. And I feel like these, oh my goodness. I mean, I bought these in the midst of my YouTube whatever because they're faves. This one I know is gonna go just because looking at it, it's not something. No, it does not call to me. So that is the Naked 2. And then this one here is discontinued. And once again, if I'm being honest, ColourPop got it on lockdown. This one's gonna go too. Then, oh my goodness, this was the one that I always actually liked because this is the 3 and it was based on rose gold, rosy tones. But like always, if I'm being honest, I mean, it's got 1, 2, 3 mattes. Some of the shimmers are really pretty, but I'm probably lying to myself if I'm convincing myself that I can't get those amidst all this. So in all honesty, Naked 3 is, I don't use you. Next up is 2 more from Lorac. Y'all would have seen these in a makeup rotation. We got the rosy golds, whatever again, and this normal natural gold. This is the Lorac unzipped gold and unzipped whatever. Yeah, this one is the unzipped and then this one is the unzipped gold. It's just, I wasn't really the biggest fan, and once again, I have like neutrals that just makes my little non-neutral heart sing. And so I think with all the whatevers, these are gonna go as well. It's just not happening for me. And lastly, for this little segment here, we have the Lunar Beauty Greek Medusa, Greek Goddess. Pretty sure it was just Greek Goddess. Yep, Greek Goddess eyeshadow palette. I really enjoyed this. I didn't think the color theory was that phenomenal, whatever. I did review this and the highlighter palette, but I really, really like his formula. So I am going to be keeping this along with the Tati Beauty Texture Neutrals Palette Volume 1. You know, it's basic, it's whatever, it's very on brand for her. I reviewed this as well, but I haven't had it for that long and I do want to get more use on my face with it. Okay, let's actually tackle something that is a recent realization. We have got these Lorac Mega Pro palettes. Now there was a time when these were the shiznit. Everybody loved them. Everybody had to have them, you know? And I don't touch them. So I think we're just gonna do this Band-Aid style. We're gonna rip it off. I'm gonna keep this one because I love the color theory here. That is the 3. And we are going to declutter the 2 and the 4. All right, there we go. That was good. That was me being an adult. All right, I think I'm kind of overdoing it in the color whatever way. I think we're just gonna work our way up and around here. So let me get some stuff over here. Let's go through some obvious here. These are my ColourPop, hey, single shadow, whatever. I am keeping these. Absolutely love the formula. See, this is where you're just like, I mean, look, I got all kinds of nicey nice neutrals going on here. So I think because I have those nicey nice neutrals, there is definitely I got that. And I definitely have that shade, which is very unique, but I've got that in the Melt Rust palette. Okay, here's where it gets hard again. We have got Anastasia going on here. Okay, we're gonna be keeping the Riviera once again, because with the curating of my collection and getting rid of what I'm not using, there's some other things that I know deserve love and attention. Sultry, I do want to get some use and whatever out of this. You've seen this in at least one video where I'm kind of psychoanalyzing my collection. Subculture, I'm gonna keep. I didn't think it was nearly as bad as people said it was. I'm gonna keep Prism here. Oh boy. Then we start getting a little bit, especially with these ones. This is the self-made eyeshadow palette. This was from a couple years ago, and the shades are pretty. Oh my goodness. I am trying so hard to break myself of that. Well, it's an Anastasia palette and I have to keep it. So we've got the self-made here. This one here is the World Traveler. And then the Artist palette. The other three, the Alyssa Edwards, the Carly Bible, and the Amrezy one, those ones are recent in the last year. Oh, my stars. Oh, this is so hard. I'm like looking at the other ones and be like, can I get rid of something else so I can keep this? Because I don't think I'm doing as good as I thought I was gonna do. I think for now, I am going to keep them, and we are going to do makeup rotation for a future declutter to see if these are actually going to stay and if they're viable. Hate to break it to y'all, but I don't think we're gonna reach that 50 mark. Here is one from Kat Von D. This is the Mini Metal Matte. Oh, my stars. This is like, oh, it's so pitiful. It's gonna go. I've got the 3 mini Norvina palettes. Y'all know I really like these. I love this one here. Honestly, all 3 of these I really like and I do pull for, so these ones are gonna stay. Let's bring in some, just sort of moving around as I do here. Let's look at some more OGs. So, Tartelette palettes. I reviewed this one. These 2 I bought. This is the Tartelette in Bloom, and that one over there is the original. I bought them because, you know, they're OGs and everybody loved them. But I don't reach for these like ever. I'm gonna keep this one because this one is nice and cool toned, and it's got a lot of colors, kind of like the Lorac Pro 1 and 2 that I decluttered. And then I'm gonna declutter the In Bloom just because it skews a bit more whatever. I've got that in ColourPop. I've got that in the Lorac Mega Pro 3, you know, so I just don't see a need for this one. And then the Toasted. I reviewed this and really liked it, and apparently a lot of people actually don't. I mean, I'm sure I have. Let me see here. This is the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions. Okay, that's a bit more vivid. Let's see here. Lunar Beauty Moon Spell. No, that's completely different. This one in the maybe pile for right now, and then we'll see what kind of tones we're existing with at the end. We might as well get these out of the way. This is the ColourPop. This is the, which one is this? We have got the Strawberry Shake, which I love. We have got the Baby Got Peach. We have the absolutely loved and beaten and abused Just My Luck. We've got the Mint to Be. And although this one isn't my favorite, this is the Honey. I do like it in conjunction with the Midas Cosmetics Lemonade palette. I mean, y'all saw this coming. I do absolutely love those. And some more of these out of the way. You saw this one, Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions, the Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions. I love that green shade. That shade as an inner corner highlight is always poppin'. Then these right here, these are the Huda Beauty Neon Obsessions. Absolutely love these two, the matte shimmer ratio, the colors. This one I'm not as keen on by itself, but it does work well with other palettes. I love the two mattes there. I love that kind of like goldy yellow shade, as well as this shimmer here, and this is a really pretty peach. Then I have my Tarte Face Clay Face Shaping Palette. I do have eyeshadow palettes that I've already decluttered and moved out. I will show those at the end of this. This I like. Oh, my stars. I advocated for it for a while. This is going to go in the maybe pile. All right, let's get some stuff over here. We saw this one, Lunar Beauty Moon Spell. Absolutely love it. Keeping it. Colored Rain, Vivid Pigments. Y'all know this is like, I feel like this is one of the palettes that really just brought me in to loving the color. And I got a good section of blue here too, and purple. Ooh, I need to pull this out some more, people. Then Lunar Beauty, Life's a Drag. I do really like this as well. Once again, see, we got those, okay, we got those neutrals. Face Clay Shaping Palette is gonna go. I've got contour palettes. I don't need this one. Sugar Pill Fun Sized Palette, yes, and thank you. Violet Voss Flamingo Palette. See, once again, I want to like cut out all of the unnecessary stuff so that I have this and it's available and I could be like, oh, look at that. I want to use that. I mean, look at that watermelon shade and the flamingos and the donut and the bikini and the coral and the... Yes, I love it. I'm keeping it. Okay, we have come to the realization that while this palette holds a sort of significant historical hallmark, for me, it just isn't something I am reaching for. Not for the single shades, not for it on a whole. It's not happening, so it's going. Then Androgyny, I was thinking about, oh, that's so pretty. That's so pretty. Okay, this needs to be pulled into a rotation. We are keeping it for now. Mini Controversy. Y'all know, you've seen me talk about this in a video. I would keep it, if for nothing else, these two shades, because they are perfect for starting to do like monochromatic colorful looks, because you can start off with that nice defined first layer whatever. So I do really like this one. I'm keeping this one. And if I am being completely honest with myself, oh my stars, Jeffree Star Thirsty Palette. Y'all know I hate the shimmers, but I would really like to get some use out of those mattes. Even though this one, can you see? Looks like it's kind of changing color up in the middle there. It's like a little bit lighter. I don't know if that's just me or what. This one we're going to put in the maybe pile. Okay, Urban Decay Naked Smoky. You know, despite being all kinds of goth and alternative, I actually don't use that much black in my whatevers. Once again, this is really cool toned. I think what I'm going to do, because this is fairly old, it's discontinued. I got it when it first released. I'm going to declutter this, and then at some point, maybe if I get birthday money or something like that, I'm gonna buy the ColourPop one, the like monochromatic gray black palette. So this one's gonna go, and I'm probably gonna get the ColourPop one at some point, sort of as a replacement. But I do have enough like blacks in other palettes that this one, I don't need it for just what it is. Okay, Alien Palette. Yes, we are keeping this. Excuse me, Burp Squad. One of my absolute favorite end-all, be-all shimmers. Love this, love that, love that, love that, love that. Got a really banging black, so this one is staying. Along with Jawbreaker, which is just a fantastic, bright, loving, just, I love Cherry Wet. I love Licorice. Suck right there. Orange Juice. I mean, I love this. So this one is staying. Surprise, surprise, all of my Visearts are staying. This one here is the Warm Matte. This one is the Bijou Bohemian Dream. This one here is the Bijou Royale. And then this one is the Dark Matte one, which is, it is just absolutely gorgeous. Dark matte. Not doing the best on this stretch, are we? All right, Dominique Cosmetics, Berries and Cream. Oh, that's so pretty. Now, if I'm being being completely honest. Let me pull this guy over here. Okay, we're gonna keep this one, and this one is gonna go. I mean, this one is still available. Y'all can get it. I typically don't do the whole, well, if it's unavailable and you can't get it. I don't vibe with that, but at the same time, it's like, if it's unavailable and I end up falling absolutely in love with it, you know, it's like, why? So goodbye, the Rock Mega Pro 3. Then Dominique Cosmetics Latte, yeah, oh yes, oh my god, that's so pretty. And Tartist Pro, which I feel like, look how nasty, ew. When I got this, I absolutely loved it. So, I think this is gonna, my stars, this is where it gets bad, because you're like, I have the best of intentions. I want to use you, but I have so blinking much. I'm gonna put it in the maybe pile. A very obvious keep. We've got my Viseart Grand Pro 3. Y'all know this is my boo. This is my baby. Highly recommend it. The most expensive palette in my collection and worth every single penny. ColourPop Sailor Moon. Even though the colors are like, I feel like they could have done so much more with the color theory on this. This was a friend, a gift from one of my good friends, Jessica, and so I think I would always keep it just for that. She was so sweet to send me this and one of the lip duos. Then another very, very obvious keep. Y'all know I love this palette. It's absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. I need Besame to come out with more Disney princess collections. It's just so good. Now, the only problem I have with it is the fact that you're like battling with this stuff here that doesn't really want to fold back really easily. So it's kind of awkward using it, but it's an all matte palette and the color story is bomb diggity, and the formula, so good. All right, we're starting to get up into creeping into the, do I want to keep it category with Miss KVD that isn't Kat Von D anymore. Here we've got Juvia's Place. This is where I really need, because I have so many. And I need to like actually use these things. I mean, look how pretty the colors are. Like, they're so pretty. Okay, so I know for a fact that I'm keeping this one. This one here is the Mini Masquerade. I know I can get use out of this one. I'm gonna keep this one, which is the Zulu, just because it's all kinds of bright and wonderful. Love that green shimmer in the middle. Gonna keep, this is the Tribe, just because this is just all kinds of beautiful. And then left is the Magic, which is it's got so many stunning like singular shades, but I just don't reach for these. I don't know if I'm not creative enough. Oh my goodness. These three are going to go in the maybe pile, and we'll look at them at the end. All right, let's pull this bad boy over here. Nervina Pro Pigment Palette Volume 3. Keeping it. I love it. Oh boy. Pastel Goth by Kat Von D. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to keep it and try to remind myself to use this for monochromatic looks. You know, like if I'm going pink or purple or blue or green, it would be really good to like kind of go in that. So I'm going to keep that one as well as the Divine one, which I think is a palette she released before she started going downhill. So we're keeping that. Okay, one that makes me sad, but kind of in the same vein as, I didn't tell you what the other palette, the purple one we discussed kind of in the beginning, was the Chrysalis. This one is the Monarch. Yeah, people lost it when she discontinued this one because it was a really big favorite and it was kind of doing these warmer, grungy tones before they were a thing, back when the brand was on top of things. But I have got a plethora of, I've probably got that shade 1,000 times over. I've definitely got that. I've got a black. I've got that. I've got shimmers like this. I've got little pasty setting shades. So this one just, it needs to go and it's old. Then we've got the 10th anniversary palette. I reviewed this The quality was good. This was released kind of in the peak of the brand starting to go down. I love that green, both of those there. I love the gold. Those shades are really pretty. So this one I'm gonna keep, whereas this one, which I think I've talked about in a makeup I shouldn't have bought or a makeup in my collection that I would not buy today. This is Shade and Light Glimmer palette. It brings absolutely nothing phenomenal or amazing to the neutral or the shimmer game, so I don't use it and I don't see myself using it, so it's gonna go. Oh boy. All right, we are gonna keep the Satan Sinner just for the sake of it still being relatively new, it being the holy grail of packaging. For me, this is one of those that's just absolutely stunning. I do need to use it more. Metal Matte, which you can see how often I used because there's literally the dust line right there. This one is one of those ones that I really need to pull out more. It is absolutely stunning. This was done during the high peak of the brand, and it was just, yeah, I need to pull this out more. One that we're continuing to keep just for the sentimentality of it. This is the Mi Vida Loca remix. We've seen it, we know it. I just haven't reached the point of being able to cut ties with this just yet. I am, however, cutting ties with the original Shade and Light palette. This is old, and while it's good, once again, I have got these shades between the ColourPop Going Coconuts and the Brown Sugar palette. I got this. I got this and some shimmers. I got it in a really nice, less powdery formula. So it's finally time to say goodbye. Goodbye. Then I believe last on the Kat Von D. Oh my stars. This is the star-studded Book of Shadows, which was her holiday before the Mi Vida Loca remix, and well, it's got some pretty shades in it. I feel like I've got the... Okay, all right. We're gonna do it. We're gonna let you go. You've been a good friend. Thank you for the time and the looks you gave me. But it's just time for you to leave. Goodbye. It's not me. It's you. Oh, it's not you. It's me. Naked Ultimate Basics going on right here. This is a pretty, if I remember correctly, it's pretty cool toned. Yeah, it's kind of like a mashup of Naked Heat and Naked, the Naked 3. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know if this is still available or not or what. We're gonna maybe pile this. Melt Cosmetics Gemini palette. Obviously, this is staying. I absolutely love this. See, there's that shade that's, you know, been in a couple decluttered palettes there. I've got my Sydney Grace Danny bundle right here. You know, this is one of my holy grail green palettes. I've got the Midas Cosmetics High Times palette, which y'all know I really like. I reviewed that. Got the Midas Cosmetics Lemonade palette. I really like that as well. I have the Melt Cosmetics. Which one is this one? I can't remember which stack this was, but one of y'all actually sent this to me, and so it's very sentimental as being super pretty. So that is going to be staying. Then I have this Makeup Revolution. I wanted it because I saw one of y'all use it on Snapchat, and I was like, oh, that's pretty. And it was pretty and all kinds of bright and whatevers, but if I'm being honest with myself, I have bright and whatevers in more cohesive palettes that I'm going to be reaching for that is not this, so this one's gonna go. This is my Besame Peter Pan. Pretty sure I got this when I ordered the Sleeping Beauty. This is such a pretty and unique collection. I love Besame's eyeshadow formula. It is disgustingly underrated, and they need to do more eyeshadow palettes. Another one from Makeup Revolution. This is the collab they did with Soph Does Nails. I love the highlighter palette. And while this is really pretty, I feel like, once again, in the ColourPop Going Coconuts and the Brown Sugar, as well as the Melt Cosmetics Rust palette, Gemini 27, I've got this. The shimmers aren't anything fantastic fantastically amazing. So while I love Soph and everything like that, I think it's time to just let this one go. Midas Cosmetics little baby latte palette. It's so pretty. And your girl is keeping it. Oh, Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson Conspiracy palette, which I'm gonna keep just for the sake of I spent my money through it. I went with all that hassle and whateverness with it. I want to pull it out. I want to use it more. It's got some great shades. It's not the most cohesive. I don't think it's the best quality of his palettes, but all in all, you know, it ain't bad. It ain't whatever, and I want to get some more use out of it. Lunar Beauty Strawberry Dream palette. We are going to keep this. I pulled it into a makeup rotation, and I absolutely love that shade, and that shade. The mattes are okay. I prefer the Life's a Drag, the Greek Goddess, and the Moonspell palette mattes, but this is still really nice, and the packaging is beautiful. A bit of a surprising keep, but the only Morphe palette that I am actually okay with is the Morphe and original Jaclyn Hill Vault palette. This is just, it's a beautiful formula. If all of Morphe's eyeshadows were formulated in this way, I would purchase, although with Jen Love's reviews, we have realized that the formula is not what it used to be. This is from the original batch, so I will be holding on to this. Okay, I have got the Revolution Alexis Stone. Now, I am torn about this palette because it has some beautiful shades, but this palette is so powdery, like crazy powdery. Even if you like kick off your brush and everything like that, when you go to apply it to your lids, it just gets everywhere, all over your face, all over your cheeks. It is not a fun experience. So I feel like with the amount of, oh, I'm so torn because I haven't used all of the shades, and it was kind of pricey for what it is, so we're gonna maybe pile this. Then I'm gonna be keeping these simply because I want to try these out. A couple of y'all have suggested ways for me to use these that they might work better than my initial experience. I love the shade Lagrimas and Angelito. I love Velorio, Sangre, and Corazon Calaca is beautiful. I mean, the color story is just absolutely stunning. Then this one is Vida, which is still very much up my alley. I love the Papel Picado, Amor Eterno, Sarape. Alegria is beautiful right here, so I just want to get more use out of these. Radioactive, y'all know that I love just a beautiful collection of absolutely gorgeously formulated shades. Smoke Sessions right here. Love it. Absolutely stunning. Need to break it out more. Then, oh my goodness, this is, as I have gone on in my makeup journey, I've really kind of become disenchanted with a lot of the mainstream, super popular makeup brands that I have purchased a huge amount from in the past, like Too Faced. This is the Clover palette going on right here, which it's pretty. I mean, that's a nice shade. That's pitiful right there. That's a nice shade. That's nice. That's nice. But am I keeping it because of, you know, Clover? Because if I'm being really honest, I have that shade. I have that shade. I have that shade, that shade, that shade, that shade, that shade. You know, I have this amidst other palettes. Let's see. And then we have the Chocolate Gold, which once again is just a conglomeration of shimmers that I already have, and four mattes that I definitely already have. I think we're gonna call it, and I'm going to say bye-bye to these. Totally random, but keeping my Jeffree Star Mini Breaker palette. Absolutely love this. Use the ever-loving shit out of it. Okay, now we have got to go through, excuse me, I'm changing my position. Okay, we gotta tackle the maybe pile. Okay, so this is what we're dealing with here. A lot of orangey tones on this side over here. Okay. All right, in all honesty, this may surprise and shock and horror whatever some of y'all. I'm gonna get rid of this one here. Not because it's bad, but just because of my own whatevers, because of how these palettes are formatted, I'm just not reaching for them. I've pulled them in rotations, I've tried, and it just hasn't done it. And I want them to get loved and used, you know, other than sitting in here and going bad. So that's the Saharan. Same with this one here, which is the Festival. And this one hurts a little bit, but I am just being honest right here. It's beautiful packaging, and this is the Magic. Okay, then we've got the myriad of quote unquote neutrals. It's not that I hate to say it, but I'm going to be decluttering the gingerbread. It's just, I mean, yeah, it's cute and yeah, it's pretty, but once again, I have these shades, you know, and I have them in more beautifully curated, concise, whatever palettes. I think because I'm looking at these shades and some of them are really pretty, like Scorched, Lavish, Glimmer, Indulged, Karma. Ooh. Hey, what am I gonna do? Let me see here. I've got the Naked Heat right here, and then the Tartlet Toasted, the Urban Decay Naked Cherry, which I thought I was gonna let that go. I mean, y'all, this here is what I'm keeping, and I'm over here being all like, I don't know what to do. I think, let's see here. I'm gonna say goodbye to the Naked Basics going on right here in favor of keeping the Tartlet, the Tartist Pro. And because I'm keeping that, I can let go of the Urban Decay Naked Cherry. And then, hooey, I really like the Naked Heat, and I really like the Tartlet. So we're going to keep Tartlet Toasted and the Naked Heat, and then we're going to get rid of the Revolution Forever Flawless Decadent palette. And then, my stars. Okay, hey, what's up? Oh my goodness, what do I do with you two? I don't know what to do. I mean, I've got yellows, I've got blues, I've definitely got orangey, brown, mahogany. I'm gonna declutter the Thirsty palette. And, what am I gonna do? No, I'm good. My stars. I'm gonna declutter it. Goodbye. Goodbye. All right, all y'all. Here we have the finished, the completed whateverness of my collection. It is still pretty freaking ridiculous, but I think it is a little bit better than it was. I did try to be a bit more cutthroat, a bit more intense, a bit more just, yeah, we're gonna do this. I'm pretty surprised that I have only kept one Urban Decay palette and one Too Faced palette. We definitely pared down the Kat Von D section up there. This over here is what I am getting rid of or decluttering. Some things will be sold on my Mercari. I will leave that down below. Off camera, I decluttered Urban Decay Electric, my Vice palettes, these two Violet Voss fun-sized palettes, the Tarte Clay Play Face Shaping Palette Volume 2, the Kat Von D Interstellar palette. I think that's all I decluttered off camera. So for a total, we were so close. We decluttered 47 palettes. Oh, I also decluttered the Sweet Peach off camera. Not because it's bad, but because it's old. So we were very close to that, 50 Hallmark whatever going. So I feel very good about what I have here. I'm very excited about putting that all back in here after I go through this and I go through all my declutter and my whateverness. There will be a updated makeup collection for 2020. So yeah, this was actually, I've been pretty down in the dumps, and this was freakishly therapeutic, and I actually honestly feel a lot better now. It's just so good knowing that I have got the majority of what's in here now is stuff that I know I'm going to use, I'm going to pull for. It's going to be great. It's painful at first, but it will be for my betterment. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was most definitely a long one. Pretty sure I may do full-on declutters of highlighter, lipstick, and blush. We will see. Because for those things, I don't want to have y'all go through it and be like, well, I got rid of 5 things when I've got like 300. But stay tuned for any sort of decluttering like that. I will leave my playlist and everything down below for y'all to see. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. And as always, keep it real. Mwah!